Hello everyone, welcome to Learnitor.com. So today I'm going to solve this validate parenthesis problem. So I'm just starting my clock so that we can count how much time we are going to take for this example. So let's read the example. So we have given a string s containing just the characters open bracket, open curly bracket, close curly bracket, open square bracket and close square bracket. So we have to determine if the input string is valid. So there are conditions for the input string whether it is valid or not. So if it's open brackets must be closed by same type of brackets. Open brackets must be closed in the correct order. Every closed bracket has a corresponding open brackets of the same type. So let's take the example. So in this example, this is open circular bracket and it is closed by the closed circular bracket. So it is a true case. We have the open, in the second example, we have the open circular bracket and we have the closed circular bracket. Then we have open square bracket. Then we have the closed square bracket. Then we have open curly bracket and closed curly bracket. So this is a true example. We have the open, in third example, we have the open circular bracket, but it is closed by the square bracket. So this is not the good condition. So it is a false. So let's take some more example. As in example 4, we have the open circular bracket, open square bracket, then it is closing by the same square bracket, and then it is closing by circular bracket. So this is valid, so it is a true. So let's open our whiteboard and let's check how we can solve this example. Let's take one case, like I have the square bracket. Let's take, I have the open square bracket, then we have the closed square bracket, and we have open curly bracket before it. Okay, and what we can do, okay, I have circular bracket over here. So we can start with, so how we can solve this question. So this is our question, and so we are solving this question using the stack. So stack is like one of the data structure. So what it is do, like it do like the last in first out. So if we put some over here, like I have had 1 over here, then I have 2 over here, then next I have 3 over here. So whenever popping case, we remove 3 first, then we remove 2 after that. So we have pop this thing, we have remove 2 after that, we have pop 2, then we have to remove 1 and we put over here. So first we have added 1 2 3, but in the end we are getting 3 2 1. So this is the concept of stack. So it's work on the last in first out case, and in the queue case we have the first in first out case. So we can consider like the cases like we have like multiple boxes and we have put into 1 by 1, and if I put one box over here called as 1, then second box I have put and called it as 2, third box I have put and I have called it as a 10th box. So in the popping case, what should I do? Like first this 10 will get popped, okay, then this 2 will get popped, and at the last 1 gets popped. So this is the concept of stack. So we are going to use like what we are going to do over here. Whenever we are getting the open brackets, we are pushing it into the stack, and whenever we are getting the closing bracket, we are checking our stack top contains the open bracket of the same type or not. So if it is contained, then we are in the good case, and if it is not contained, then we are in the bad case. So I will show you one by one with this example that how we are going to do. So whenever we are getting the open bracket, we are at the 0th index. So we got the open circular bracket, then we push into our stack. We got the open curly bracket, so we push in our stack. Then we are getting the square bracket, so we pushed in our stack. Then we get the closing square bracket. So whenever we are getting any closing bracket, we first check stack top. So this is stack's top element, so it contains the open square bracket, so it is matching to this thing. So in this case, like, so it is having the same type, so we are popping this thing. So before popping, we should check whether stack is empty or not. So if it is empty, then we are not able to pop, right? So we have check. So in the next, we have the closing curly bracket. So sorry for this, my bad drawing, but it is like the closing curly bracket. So we can consider this thing. So we have the closing curly bracket. So in that case, we check stack top element. It is like open curly bracket, and it is having same type of our bracket. So what we can do? The bracket over here. Then we move to the next element, and we have the closing circular bracket. So we check the stack top element, so stack is not empty. Then we check the stack top element, it is having the open circular bracket, so we just pop this element. So we are at the end of our string and stack is also empty, so this is true condition. So let's take one more example, and in that example we are going to do some false condition, and I hope you got this true condition. Okay, so let's check over here. This is our stack. So sorry for my drawing. And let's check some false condition first. We will check whether I contains only this element. So we are, let's say, at the 0th index, so we have the open brackets, so we push into the stack, and we are at the end of our string. So we check whether stack is empty or not. Stack is not empty, so we are returning false in this case. So for our true case, stack should be empty in our case. So over here stack is not empty, and let's check one more false example. Yeah, so we are extend like this thing, curly bracket, okay, and we are at the 0th index, so we have open square bracket, we push enter to the stack, we have open curly bracket, we push enter into stack, we got the closing bracket, so we check the stack, so stack contains the open curly bracket, so we can pop this thing, okay, and it is having same type, so we are at the end of the string, but stack is not empty, so we have to return false over here, okay, false. So this is false condition. Okay, so let's take one more example. Okay, this is closing circular bracket. So we are at 0th index, we got the open square bracket, so we push it into the stack, then we go to the next element, we have the closing square bracket, we check the stack whether stack is empty or not. So stack is not empty, stack contains this, stack top contains this open square bracket which is matching to this type of closing bracket, so we pop that element. Then we move to the next element, we have the closing circular bracket. Over here we check whether stack is empty or not. Stack is empty, so this is the stack is already empty, it should contains like the some open brackets because we got the closing bracket. So this is the example of the false condition. So let's move to our code, and one by one we are going to solve this code. And we first take the stack element, and stack contains our character string, because like characters, because our input is string and it is an array of characters, so that's why I have taken this. So this stack is the having the C++ style type, so we not need to write the stack code from the scratch. Over here it has like push, pop, and the top element. It also gives the like whether our stack is empty or not. These things that this STL is providing. So we are taking this for loop, and it is iterating each of the characters from the string. So this is the simplest way to write our for loop to traverse each of the character in our string. In the first case, whether we check whether our CH contains the image character is open bracket or not. So I will collect all the bracket. So in the case of any open bracket, we are pushing that character into the stack. So we have listed down all the brackets, and we push it into the stack. I'm pushing CH over here. Okay. In the else case, so in the constraint they are saying like consist of the parentheses only. So if we consider all the parentheses of the open brackets, then the remaining are like the closing brackets. So we not need to write that thing, but we can also write that thing to understand you like these things in the simple way. So that's why I am writing this all the closing bracket over here. But if you not write this thing, then will also work. So we are going to check that thing also at the end of our code. So we have the list of our closing brackets. So in that case, we check stacks top elements over here. Okay, so I'm saying like, yeah, I got the top character, and we have the stacks top element. Okay, so top character, if top character is having the same type, means if the CH is having the circular closing bracket, then the top element should be like the open circular bracket. So we say like the top character is like the open bracket, and CH is like closing bracket. So we go ahead and check all the elements. So for the simplicity, I just copy this thing so that we can have the like all the open bracket and closing bracket. Okay, so this is open square bracket and closing square bracket. Then we have modify this thing so that you can check my code, open curly bracket and then close curly bracket, and we check. So this is the case. Then in that case, we are just popping this element. So this is okay case, and if it is not thing, then what we can do, return false. Okay, so we have like, if we got the open circular bracket, then it should contains like closing circular bracket. Top character contains like open square bracket, then it should have like closed by the circular brackets. So like that. So before popping this thing, we have to check one more thing, whether our stack is empty or not. So if its stack is empty, then there will be queue that will give some problem. So in that case, like if stack is already empty, then we can just return the false case, because if the stack is empty, then we are not able to do this thing, stack stop element, because stack is already empty and we are having the closing brackets over here, as we have taken the example like that. So at the end of thing, like if our stack is like not empty, then like stack contains like the opening brackets only at the end. So we can say that, yeah, it is false case, and it will like we'll return the true case. Okay, so we have some test cases that are going to run. So I have added some test cases, like this is the true case, open and closing bracket. This is also true case. This is false case. This is opening bracket and it is closing. So this is true case. And I'm adding some opening bracket. So in that case, like we stack all contains when at the end of this travel stack contains this opening bracket, and so this is not a valid case. So we need to check whether stack is empty or not. So in this case, like we are not getting the valid cases at the end. And it got changed. So this got checked over here according to their type. So yeah, so we have like the opening, so stack we have added opening bracket, then we got the closing bracket for same type, so we are popping that thing. We have got the one more opening bracket, so we are pushed that thing. So we at the end we check whether stack is empty or not. So this is the false case and this is the one of the true case. So let's run this test cases, and I hope this should run and work as expected. So it is working. So we are now submitting this our code. So we got the 100% marks, and this is the most optimized solution for our case. I hope you have understood this question and solution, and we got the optimized solution. If you have any question, then please comment in our video, and if you understood this, then also you can comment over there so that we can get to know about this. If you not understood, then we can improve our case, and in that case also you can add the comments. And if you want to have some queries for in your preparation, then put it in the comment. So thanks for joining. Do watch our learnitor.com website, and please subscribe our channel. Thanks for joining.